All right, we're back with you here in Milroy. You are watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament after a long game prior to this, a 12-inning game. We're ready for Bird Island, the Bullfrogs taking on the Raildogs of Dilworth. Both teams wearing green again, and we'll be right with you on PrepSpotlight.tv. The 2020 Class C Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association and presented to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 is the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone. And Wings Financial. We're for people like you. Andy Price along with Nicholas Earlbeck with you here in Milroy for the final game on this Saturday in the round of 32. Dilworth on the third base side in their dark green jerseys with the white stripe across the top of their jersey, the letters of it saying Dilworth. They are the Raildogs. They're making their first ever trip to the State C tournament. They won their first ever game in the State C tournament last week when they beat St. Clair, the Wood Ducks. Today they will face Bird Island, the Bullfrogs, also in green, but they're white jerseys, tops and bottoms, green trim, green socks, and the stirrups are green as well. So just like last week when Dilworth played their first game against a team wearing green in St. Clair, they are facing the Bird Island Bullfrogs today. And Bird Island winning their region championship, advancing on, managed by Mike Nagel. They come into the game 13-9-1. They had to forfeit a few games early in the season, affecting their record. But let's not mince too many words with records as we get to this point. It's win or go home. These two teams are into the final 32. The winner going on to the final 16. Dilworth last week coming off their win against St. Clair. The lineup similar to what it was last week. It was a game here in Milroy in the morning, Sunday morning. We had the chance to watch that one. I called that game as well, and we'll get right to the action here in the first inning, and let's set the lineup up for Dilworth in the top of the first, and the pitcher is Logan Nissen, and Nissen is going to throw out of the stretch for Bird Island. So Bird Island in the field, they are the home team, taking on Dilworth, and Logan Nissen is their starting pitcher, right-hander, and swing and a miss from Sterling Hafey, and the count is quickly 0-2. The lineup for Dilworth: Sterling Hafey will play left field, he's batting first. Mark Fichter is the catcher, and a strikeout right away for Hafey, and the first out comes before I can even get three deep into the lineup. He goes down looking for a strikeout for Nissen. So Fichtner is batting second. He's the catcher. Zach Schroeder is playing third base, and he'll bat third. Cole Hunnell batting fourth in right field. Connor Rubley will play second base, batting fifth. Austin Shefty at first base, batting sixth. Batting seventh, Cole Lamont, the DH. Andrew Harrion, who is the manager of the team as well, he's going to be playing center field today. Strike one in to Matt Fichtner, the catcher. And then Jake Salentine is the shortstop. 0-1 pitch over at the knees, strike two. No balls and two strikes as Dilworth up by Moorhead. Swing and a miss, so 2 up and 2 down as Logan Nissen has struck out the first two. That's going to bring up Zach Schroeder. Schroeder hit a bomb in last week's game in their win over St. Clair. He was 2 for 4 on the game. Nissen out of the stretch, fastball again, and he catches the corner. He's coming up throwing heat, and right now the crew from Dilworth hasn't caught up to it. No balls and a strike, 2 outs. Fastball just misses outside, and there is a ball on the board, 1-1. So Schroeder hit a big home run, a long home run that sealed that deal against the Wood Ducks of St. Clair, and move them into the second round. Both of those teams last week, as a foul tip is actually hung on to by the catcher, both of those teams last week were playing in their first ever state tournament game. So now with a week under their belt, the Dilworth Raildogs are here in strike three. So Schroeder from Moorhead strikes out, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 for Nissen, and a quick work of the top of the first inning for Bird Island. No runs, of course, no hits, and nobody left on base. So Logan Nissen, starting pitcher for Bird Island, racks them up. A snapper mow them down inning, as we used to say as kids, and they will go to the bottom of the first. We're just going to keep it right here and set the lineup for the Raildogs, or for the Bullfrogs of Bird Island. James Wolfel will be leading off for Bird Island. He's the catcher. Jordan Sagadahl, the great quarterback for the Bold football teams, which is Bird Island, Olivia, Lake Lillian District. And he is batting second and playing second base. Tyler Haybrink is the first baseman. He'll be batting third. The cleanup hitter is the shortstop, Dylan Gass. Trent Athman is the center fielder, and he is in center field and batting fifth. Colton Minkle will be batting sixth, playing right field. Over in left field is Logan Swan. He'll be batting seventh. Sean Dollarshell is the third baseman, batting eighth. And Trevor Nissen will be batting for Logan Nissen. He is the designated hitter and batting ninth. Logan Nissen pitching, will not be hitting. For the Raildogs of Dilworth, they're going back to the starting pitcher from last week, Bryce Vanas. Vanas last week went 7 1/3 innings in picking up the win. Solid innings against the St. Clair Wood Ducks, and then he was followed up by Andrew Pugliano, who got the save in pitching an inning and 2/3 in that 3-run win. So Vanas, number 14, will be pitching again, and will set their defense. We didn't set the Bird Island defense in the top of the first, but then again the ball wasn't put in play, so we didn't have the chance to. So in the infield, Fickner catching, Shefty at first base, Rubley at second, Salenton at short, and Schroeder, who struck out to end that last inning, is at third. Sterling Hafey, who struck out in the first, is out in left field. Harry, and the manager, is going to play center field today. He was not in the lineup a week ago, and Cole Honnell is in right field. So the first pitch to Wolfel is low, and it's ball one. Ground ball back to the pitcher, stabbed by Vanas, and he's going to throw it over for the out to Austin Shefty. James Wolfel, the catcher, wearing number 27, is grounded out, and that's going to bring up Jordan Sagadahl. Last time I saw Sagadahl, he was hampered by an injury playing in state championship football game. Bold had played in the last 2 state championship football games. Sagadahl, one of the better athletes, especially in outstate Minnesota, but I'd say in the entire state. He's batting second. Had the championship game stripped away, of course, a senior season at Bold in baseball stripped away. Champions a year ago in baseball. And he pops it up, and it will be Shefty at first base. And Shefty stumbles a little bit backwards, but he's going to hang on to make the play. So 2 up and 2 down quickly here in this game that started about 40 minutes late, and that was in part because we played 12 innings. We were running just a few minutes late going into that, but the 12-inning game, and the win in a bit of an upset as Kimball gets knocked off by Prior Lake in 12 innings, 2-1. 2 outs, and that brings up Tyler Hebrink, and the first pitch is outside from Vanas. Ball one, no strikes. We are just underway here in the bottom of the first inning. Nobody on base so far. Bryce Vanas, the pitcher, delivers a strike to even up the count. Bryce, again, 7 2/3 last week. And he is listed as from Fargo, North Dakota. Ground ball to Salenton at short, and Salenton comes up firing, and just like that, the Dilworth Raildogs go 3 up and 3 down. They get the Bird Island Bullfrogs to go 3 up and 3 down, and just like that, we are heading to the second inning. And now we're going to step aside and take a break. You are watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament here in Minnesota on PrepSpotlight.tv. Andy Price along with you tonight. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Milroy. There's the water tower shot in the daytime. That from the 2019 Emmy Award nominated show on Fox Sports North, Town Ball Uniquely Minnesota, produced by Big G Productions. You can order all 8 episodes. Just go to Amazon.com, and if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get it for free. So it's Town Ball Uniquely Minnesota. Still see it every once in a while on Fox Sports North. 8 parts to that series, looking at the past, present, and future of Minnesota Town Ball, Minnesota Amateur Baseball. We go to the top of the second. Cole Minkle, who's the leading home run hitter for the Raildogs. He is the cleanup hitter, and he will step to the plate, and the first pitch misses outside, ball 1. Logan Nissen struck out the side in the first inning, and he now faces his 4th batter, pitching out of the stretch. Comes to the set, and a swing and a miss. Minkle was 0 for 4 last week in their win. One ball and 1 strike. Pitch on the way, slash foul, back to the net, 1-2. Nissen getting the start here for the Bullfrogs, and he almost gets strikeout number 4. Minkle able to hit it right off the end of the bat, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Bird Island with a strong tradition in athletics and baseball. Of course, home of Barry Wohler. Another foul ball. Class B score to pass along. Dundas and Moorhead are 1-1 in the 6th inning, and we have a Class C score over in Springfield. It's Watertown and Isanti, 1-1. Watertown we saw here last week on Saturday night as they defeated Red Wing. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the right-handed hitting right fielder Cole Minkle. Nissen delivers, and a broken bat almost hits the pitcher Nissen, and it's going to go right to the second baseman, the little fly. And it's caught by Sagadahl, and there's 1 out in the 4th inning. It's going to bring up the number 5 hitter for the Raildogs in the 2nd inning. That's Connor Robley. Robley went 1 for 3 with an RBI last week in their win. And batting 6th will be Austin Shefty. Pitch to the left-handed hitting Robley is in for a strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Bird Island on Highway 212. Just to the north of where we are, north and a little east of where we are right now, here in Milroy. That ball is hit out towards center field. Chasing it down is Altman, and he makes the catch in deep center field. It's a little circuitous, but that ball was well struck by Robley. And the out is recorded as Athman chases it down, not Altman. It's Trent Athman makes the play. Nice running catch in center field for the 2nd out, and that brings up Austin Shefty. Shefty last week 1 for 3 in their win, and the pitch from Nissen is outside, ball 1. Top of the 2nd inning. No score and no runners have been on base as of this moment. Shefty, the first baseman, gets set, and off-speed pitch from Nissen is good for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the top of the 2nd inning. The Raildogs of Dilworth. Ground ball back up to Nissen. It hits his glove. Sagadahl is going to have a hard time getting it. He fields it and throws and hits his backside, and it's going to be a base hit for Shefty. So Shefty on the infield single that goes off of the glove of Nissen, and there is a base runner and a base hit. Cole Lamont, designated hitter, he came in and pinch hit last week in the game and got a base hit. Lamont wearing number 25. Lamont, another Fargo, North Dakota resident. Runner at first, pitch in for a strike. 2 down, top of the second. First runner on base in the game. Moorhead, right by Dilworth, has taken the lead in Class B play over Dundas, 2-1, as they're trying to get down to the Final Four, and the Final Four will play tomorrow. That becomes double elimination tomorrow in the tournament. Swing and a miss, and down goes Lamont. Strikeout number 4. A base hit did happen. So no runs on one hit, one runner left on base, and we go to the bottom of the second. It's 0-0. Dilworth and Bird Island will be back in Milroy right after this message. Back here in the top of the second inning. Interesting stories coming from manager Mike Nagel, as we were talking earlier in the week. And this was, of course, a very proud baseball town, but they lost the team, or the team stopped and then was revived in 1990 as the Bullfrogs, as the pitch from Bryce Vanasse is over for a strike, evening the count 1-1 to Dylan Gass. Gass, the shortstop. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch from Vanasse is just on the inside corner, 1-2. And when they came back, they lost their first 56 games, not winning a game until their 4th year back in play. Been in the tournament in 2012, 19, and 20, so this is their 2nd year in a row. Pitch outside, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gass, the batter. Vanasse from Dilworth, the pitcher. And the pitch is knocked foul. And the count remains 2-2. Gass, not the prototypical body you would see for a cleanup hitter. Slender shortstop. But he gets the nod to hit in the 4 spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and the pitch is a breaking ball up and away, and the count is full, 3-2. It'll be Athman and Colton Minkle. Strike 3 called by the umpire. Gass goes down. The first strikeout for Bryce Vanasse, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 2nd. Nobody's scored, just 1 base hit so far, and that was for Dilworth. So Bird Island now with Trent Athman, the center fielder. And the pitch is fouled. Logan Nissen coming into the game. We'll go to his stats when we get back in the top of the third. Just looking at some other stats up and down that I had received from Mike. And the 0-1 pitch on the way, and it's popped straight up. Might get to the grandstand. And no, it is caught. The play is made by the catcher. And he caught it before he went into the net. He did not use the net to brace it, so Athman is out on a pop-up too. And Vanas has retired the first 5 batters he has faced. That's going to bring up Colt Minkle. Minkle, wearing number 3, is the right fielder. Minkle, good season with 21 hits and a home run, hitting over 300 for the Bullfrogs. The Raildogs with 2 outs in the second, and Minkle's going to get a base hit. He takes the fastball into right field, first base knock of the day. And each team with a hit now is we are in the bottom of the second inning.
Now batting left fielder number 4, Logan Swan.
Logan Swan, the hitter. He's hitting in the number 7 spot and playing in the 7th position, left field. Swan wearing 4. Runner at first and 2 out. Bryce Vanas, the pitcher for Dilworth, takes a look quickly over at the runner at first base. And delivers to home. Breaking ball just misses. Looked like it might have caught the inside part of the plate. Did not. Ball 1. Runner at first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Final game of the day here in Milroy. 5th game of this set, of this round here in Milroy. Strike on the outside corner, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Long day of baseball. Started at 11 o'clock today with Randall and Bluffton. Bluffton 10 running. Randall 11-0 was the score. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is hit out towards center field. Chasing it is Andrew Harry, and he's going to dive. He's not going to get there. Rounding second and heading to third is Colton Minkle, and Logan Swan has a single. So the outfield playing a little hair deep, and the blooper falls in, and so Swan moves the runner over to third. So now runners at first and third for Sean Dollarshell. Dollarshell also had 20 hits on their season, hit 278. First and third with 2 down. Vanas delivers, and it's in this corner for strike 1. At 2 o'clock, we had Carver and Delano. Delano, the team that had won their region championship, but they lose to Carver 4-2. So Carver has now won 2 games in the tournament and advances on to the Sweet 16. The 5 o'clock game, which didn't start right at 5 and then went 12 innings, and that's Kimball. The Express falls short, losing to Prior Lake 2-1 in 12 innings. Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Dollarshell. Runners at first and third as the first good scoring opportunity comes here in the second for Bird Island. One-two pitch. Vanas delivers. Runner goes. It's popped up into center or to left field, and Sterling Hafey is there. Hafey wandering towards the line, reaches up and makes the catch. So Dollarshell flies out for the 3rd out. That went out to left field, and 2 hits in the inning. 2 runners left on bases. No runs were scored. We're going to the 3rd inning, and we're going to take a look at some highlights from last week in Class B. Some good finishes, and also the championship in Class A as Minnetonka goes on to their 15th tournament. You're watching the State C tournament in Milroy at Yankees Field on PrepSpotlight.tv. We'll be right back.
They haven't been easy to come by. Here's a high fly into left field, way back and gone. Brown takes his lead at first, the 2-2. Lifted in the air, shortstop. Arnold backtracking, he's got it. And the Chanhassen Redbirds hold on.
Bain pauses. This one hit in the air. Shallow right field, coming on, it falls! It falls! And Elko wins it 7-6.
9-6 Millers here in the ninth. Pushing pitches, swung on, off the end of the bat towards second base. Hansen has it, tags the runner, goes to first, and the Millers are state champions. As Jeff Miller grounds into a double play.
So Isanti has taken the lead in their game in Springfield 4-1. As they're trying to advance onto the round of 16. That's in the top of the fourth. So this is the manager / center fielder, Andrew Harrion. He did not play in last week's game. He is out in center field. They're short. They only have 12 players on the roster. Harrion, swinging from the left side, knocks it foul. So they only have one of their draftees with them. Last week we were informed that their draftees were all being quarantined up in college. So they pitch goes outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. They will need everybody back if they are to escape today, because you're not going to be able to get into the Sweet 16 or go through the Sweet 16 with just a couple pitchers and a couple batters. Little nubber from Harry, and it's fielded by the third baseman, Dollarshell, and Dollarshell makes a very accurate throw on the first, and there is one out in the third inning. It's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Jake Salenton. Wears the white helmet. He was 0 for 3, but he did have a bases-loaded walk last week, and that walk led to a run and an RBI. Strike from Nissen. And as I was saying, I was going to pick up some Logan Nissen stats. Pitched 53 innings so far this year, 74 strikeouts as he gets quickly ahead 0-2 on Salenton. He did go 5-0. They have a couple other guys like Casey Lewandowski and Sagadahl himself, Jordan Sagadahl, that are good pitchers. So Bird Island has some arms that they're going to throw at you. They have none of their 3 draftee pitchers here tonight. All 3 not here, so they're trying to advance onto the Sweet 16 using just their players, and then we'll see what happens if they advance on with the next week. So Salenton delivers a hard base knock right up the middle. Second hit, so both teams now have 2 hits.
Now batting left fielder number 5, Sterling Hafey.
One down here in the third inning. And Sterling Hafey, who struck out looking, comes up with a one down in the third inning. Hafey playing college baseball, South Dakota. And a ground ball right to the second baseman, Sagadahl. Sagadahl plants his feet, throws, and gets the out at short, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. Sagadahl to Gass, over to Hebrink, and that is how the inning ends. First turn double play, and that one in this game. And we are going to the bottom of the third, and we are going to, as we go to the bottom third, we'll take a look at some more highlights. And we'll look at last week's Class C games. We had some walk-offs, had some big home runs, and it was a fun weekend in both Springfield and Milroy. So here are the highlights from last week, and then, of course, you can be watching everything happening PrepSpotlight.tv across both venues in Class C and also in Class B up in Shakopee.
Driven to the gap in left center field. This one lands. They throw to the plate. It's not in time. This is 4 and a walk. Runner going. Byer. And the pitch gets away. Byer coming home. There won't be a play. And Foley wins the game.
Sorensen delivers. It's hit hard to right, and that is going to be over his head. Delivers an RBI double. 0-2 pitch. Inside corner, strike 3. And that ends the game. He gets him on a called third strike. He had 2 called third strikes in the inning.
Ground ball up the middle. Great stop by the second baseman. Firing to first and got him. But guess what? The Prior League Mudcats have just taken the lead.
Pitch. Hit a long way. Deep. Looking back, and it is gone. And Matt Ambrose has opened this game up with a 3-run home run.
Welcome back to the bottom of the third inning here. We just saw the highlight from Matt Ambrose and the St. Patrick Irish. They were winners again today, so there's a good handful of teams that have won now 2 games in the tournament, knocking off teams that had byes. Here it's scoreless. Dilworth won last week over St. Clair. Bird Island had a bye. First pitch, a strike from Bryce Van Ass, and he is pitching to Trevor Nissen. Trevor DHing for his brother, Logan. Trevor also well-built, tall, stocky, ground ball towards third. Schroeder has it go under his glove. That would have been a base hit anyway, so base knock for Trevor Nissen. And that is hit number 3 through the first time around the order. So Swan, Nissen, and Minkle all getting hits. All in the bottom 4 batters. So we go back up to the top of the order. And their top hitter, James Wolfel, the catcher, batting, and he's going to square to bunt. They steal the runner, and the ball bounces off of his helmet. And he's going to head to third as Hafey picks it up. So on the stolen base, the ball clunks on the throw down to second, clunks right off the helmet of the sliding Nissen, and it bounces out to left field. So stolen base. And there's an error on the catcher. Stolen base for Nissen, but they're going to give the error to the catcher on the throw, as that throw was leading him to the right side of the bag, to the proper side of the bag to make the tag. Although there was nobody there was a play on, and so the bunt had a play on and left the bag slightly uncovered, and the throw just clunked right off of the helmet of Nissen, and Nissen is at third base now. We're waiting for Bryce Van Naas to get his shoes tied, and he is now ready. And Wolfel, down in the count 0-1, now has a runner 90 feet away. Wolfel with 28 hits, hit .431 on the season. Pitch to Wolfel is in for a strike, and Van Naas is working ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the third inning. And see that for some reason the score bug has reverted back. So we'll take it off, and it's actually stuck there, but it's in the bottom of the third inning. Ground ball to second, and the out is made. Robley throws it over to Shefty, but that's going to score a run. So give Wolfel an RBI on the 4-3 ground out. And it's 1-0, and we'll get the score bug updated for you here if we get it all fixed. For some reason it reverted back to inning number 1, and we'll see if we've got it fixed. And there you go. Bottom of the third, it's 1-0, Bird Island leading Dilworth. So they marked the scoreboard first after a single, stolen base, error on the throw, and then a ground out to score the run. And that's going to bring up Jordan Sagadahl. Sagadahl also one of the top hitters. Not as many at-bats as their guys. He does it all for this team, and Sagadahl looks at a breaking ball for a strike, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out in the inning, and the breaking ball is in for strike 2. It's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes, or 0-2. Might be 0-2. I think it's 1-2, but yeah, they have it listed as 1-2. That's what I thought we were at. And the pitch, Breaking pitch. Sagadahl popped up in foul territory to the first baseman in his first at-bat. Nobody on, 2 and 1 out, 1 run in. Sagadahl pops up again. Drifting over to look at it are both the catcher and the first baseman, and that lands just off of the party deck down the first base side, right on top of the first base dugout. That party deck built very recently as they were getting ready for this state tournament. Bottom of the third, and we have a run on the board for the Bird Island Bullfrogs. There's nobody on, 1 out, and the pitch from Vanas to Sagadahl. Checks his swing, and the count is full now. Sagadahl just graduating from high school this year in 2020. Quarterback of the football team. Top baseball player. 3-2 pitch. Foul tipped and not hung on to by Fickner, the catcher. And so Sagadahl is alive and well. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sagadahl, right-handed hitter. Vanas, the right-handed pitcher, and Vanas snaps off the curveball, and there's 2 down. Tyler Hebron coming to the plate. Tyler grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. A run is on the board here in the third inning on 1 base hit and 1 error. Vanas kicks and delivers and hits it out to center field. Harrian's got a beat on it, and Harrian is there. So a very well hit ball out to center field, but Harrian tracks it down and makes the play. So 1 run. On 1 hit, there was an error, and nobody left on base. So we are through 3. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C tournament here in Milroy, Minnesota, and it's 1-0. Bird Island over Dilworth.
What's special about high school sports? The passion. The excitement. The memories.
Now a 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community. Connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
To the top of the fourth we go, and first batter for the Raildogs is Matt Fickner, the catcher. He struck out his first time up against Logan Nissen. And the 0-1 pitch is down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll come back here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. with Watkins. The Clippers had a great win last week over the Orphans of Howard Lake. We'll get to see Matt Geislinger pitch again, I'm guessing. And Fickner with a dribbler towards second. Good play by Sagadahl, but his throw is off the line. Now Fickner turned back towards the inside, so he had to get back to the bag. Otherwise, he would have been out. A hit for Fickner, and that is hit number 3.
Now batting third baseman number 3, Zach.
A hit in the second, a hit in the third, and a hit in the fourth. So another infield single. It's the second infield single for Dilworth. Now Schroeder, I told you he had home run power, and he squares to bunt. He hit an absolute blast here last week. Not sure why they're playing for the run at this moment. First pitch is a ball. Nissen. And Schroeder swings away. Schroeder, I don't believe, is built to bunt in the number 3 hole. And watching him hit the blast last week, it's manufacturing 1 run is less than a 2-run home run in this situation. Count 1 ball, 1 strike to Schroeder. Fastball, he's in the bucket, steps in the bucket, and misses that one. And he is down in the count now, 1-2. On deck, Cole Honnold. Honnold popped up his first time up. Schroeder struck out in his first at-bat to end the first inning. 2-strike pitch, and he grounds to short. They're going to throw to get 1 on the first, and not in time at first. So a fielder's choice. Little clutch on the throw in between short and second. And so 6-4 is the fielder's choice that eliminates Fickner. And on to first base is Schroeder. It's going to bring up Cole Honnold. Honnold popped up. I mentioned earlier in his bat, he is the leading home run hitter for this Dilworth team. Swing and a miss. He takes a monster cut. Comes up empty. Logan Nissen struck out the side in the first. He didn't get one more strikeout in the second. And nothing in the third. But he is ahead in this count, 0-2 on Cole Honnold. Dilworth just in its 4th year of town baseball. They've made it to state. Line drive foul off the netting. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Swing on and missed, and down on strikes goes Honnold. Strikeout number 5 for Nissen. We're going to bring up the second baseman, Connor Robley. He hit the ball hard his first time up, a deep fly to center field, tracked down out there by the center fielder, and a ground ball to the shortstop, Gass. Gass fires across, and I'm believing that's going to be an error. So Dilworth is alive here in this 4th inning on a ground ball error on the shortstop, Gass. Dylan Gass committing the first error of the game for Bird Island. So runners at first and second, and up comes Austin Shefty. He had the infield single, the first base hit of the game for Dilworth. 1-0 is your score. Bird Island in front. Logan Nissen will rear back and bring some heat here. Try to get out of the inning. Runner at second. Does check back and see where he's at. Runners at first and second. 2 down and the count 1-1. And the set and the pitch, and it's down low. 2 balls and a strike. So Schroeder is over at second base. At first base, Connor Rubley. And here is Shefty. Was 1 for 3 last week, 1 for 1 this week. Ground ball up the middle. Gass is going to make the play. Flips it over to Sagadahl for the 3rd out. So another 6-4 for the 3rd out. And the fielder's choice ends the inning. So we're through 3.5 right now, and it is 1-0 Bird Island over Dilworth. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament. a look at the Milroy Baseball Park in the daytime. That is actually before they built the deck, the party deck here, just off the grandstand. You're watching the State C tournament. Appreciate your support in subscribing to either this game tonight as a single game, or if you purchased the entire Class C package or the entire package, which was the best deal, about 40 cents a game if you bought every game and watched Class A, B, and C. A tournament is over with, but the B and C is still going on, not just this weekend, not just tomorrow, but will be going on all next weekend as well. And into Labor Day. Remember, the Class B tournament will not end on Labor Day. They're going to end that on Sunday of next week. So, good curveball is not over the plate, but a good breaking pitch by the righty Bryce Vanas for Dilworth as he is facing the cleanup hitter Ryan Gass, and Gass fouls it back to the net, and the count is leveled at 1-1 strike. Gass, in his first time up, struck out looking. Vanas gives up a run in the third inning. Breaking ball again. It looks like it catches some of the plate, but not to the liking of the home plate umpire. And the count is 2-1. Ground ball towards third. It's going to be played by Schroeder, hard off the shoulder. He's going to come up firing, and he makes the out. So Schroeder takes one off of the body, but makes the play. Trent Athman now at the plate, center fielder. Athman popped up to the catcher in his first at-bat. Nice play made by Fickner, the Dilworth catcher. He chased it down right against the net. This one's hit out towards center, so the center fielder hits it to the center fielder. Tracking it down is Harrion, and Harrion not completely in focus, but he had focus out there, and he makes the out. So 2 down.
Fielder number 3, Colton Minkle.
And Colton Minkle, who singled and moved over to third base, is the batter. And again, that's a good breaking pitch from the righty Bryce Vanas. Not a strike, though, but got some good break to it. And a fly ball out to right field. That's going to be a tough one for the right fielder to play, and it bounces right in front of him. So Minkle's going to end up with a double as Harrion chases it quickly, but the right fielder, Connell, does not make that play, and he might be playing just a step or two too deep, as those 2 fly balls now that have landed short. They're not well hit fly balls, they're bloops, but just wondering if there might not be just a step or 2 deep. So with 2 down here in the 4th, that puts a runner in scoring position. Minkle now 2 for 2. And Logan Swan, who had the base hit, has a chance to bring in a run. And he hits it right up the middle. The shortstop can't get it, Salenton, and it's going to go out to Harrion. Harrion's going to have to come up throwing, and he does. The throw goes all the way through. The runner stays at first base, so an RBI base hit for Logan Swan, and it's 2-0. Bird Island in the bottom of the 4th inning. So give Swan, the left fielder, the RBI. And 2-0 is your score. We'll update the score bug and put it on for you, just because that's the kind of people we are here. PrepSpotlight.tv, and I want some score bug issues. There we go. 2-0. As sharp single. Umpire looks like he's pulled something and stretching out. I didn't see what had happened on the play, but might have been the getting out of the way of the ball. I'm guessing that's what it was. He had to move quickly to get out of the way of that line drive base hit from Logan Swan. So Swan now with 2 base hits, both back up the middle, both base hits to center field. And they score with 2 outs in the inning. 2 base hits with 2 outs. Breaking ball misses inside from Vanas. He's gone to that pitch to start batters 3 times this half inning. So at the plate now is Dollarshell. Sean Dollarshell flew out to left field his first time up. That ended the second inning. Breaking pitch over for a strike. So Vanasse gets 2 outs to start the inning. And then 2 base hits. A bloop that turns into a double. Dollarshell hits it to where the second baseman had left his position on a stolen base, so they try to hit and run it a little bit. And Dollarshell doesn't get it past Robley. Robley sneaks back and makes the play, but another run on the board and 1 runner left on base. So 2 hits and a runner left on base, and it's 2-0 through 4. And Bird Island has taken themselves a little bit of an advantage as we head on to the 5th inning. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv. Coverage of the State C baseball tournament, town ball style, here in Milroy. We're making our way to the top of the 5th inning. And Bird Island is leapt, as Bullfrogs do, to a 2-0 lead. So we mentioned that we have Watkins and the Hurricanes of Fergus Falls. That game at 11 a.m. tomorrow, which might feel like next week. And then at 2 o'clock, we have Foley, the Lumberjacks, taking on New Prague. New Prague has had a great week around. The teams around New Prague have all been winners so far in Class C. Cole Lamont batting. And swings and misses. He struck out in the 2nd inning, and now he faces Logan Nissen in the top of the 5th. Nissen, the big righty, sets, breaking ball, and he gets the pop-up. It's into shallow left. The shortstop backing up, and Gass is there to make the play. Dylan Gass tracks it down, and there's 1 out, and that brings up the center fielder, Andrew Harrion, who is also the manager. Andrew grounded out to third base in his first attempt. First at bat, and the pitch is outside and in the dirt, 1-0. And then we wrap things up tomorrow night at 5 o'clock with the defending Class C champions, Jordan, taking on Lake Henry. Ground ball towards the hole, fielded by Gass. He's got a long throw, and he gets it done. So a very nice play by Gass, and there's 2 down. Gass had made an error in this game, but that play atones in my book. I'll write that right there in my scorebook. Atone on that nice play as he goes to the hole, backhands it, comes up throwing. Harrion from the left side, he scoots down the line pretty good, so that makes that play even a little bit more special, if I could use the word special. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning, and we are to the number 9 hitter, Jake Salatin. Salatin delivered a base knock his first time up, and he chops 1 foul. And the count quickly 0-2 with 2 down here in the 5th. 3 hits on the board for Dilworth. They've yet to score a run, and Salatin delivered 1 of those 3 hits in the 3rd inning. 2 of them are infield hits, so nothing driven too hard so far against Nissen, and fouling off the 0-2 pitch, Salatin stays alive. Salatin, which one here is not like the others, wearing the white helmet as he comes to the plate. Two outs in the 5th. Nissen takes a good long look in to get the sign. Sets and delivers. And it's strike 3 called to Salenton. So that's the end of the top of the 5th inning, and we'll go to the bottom. Half of the inning, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Quick half for Nissen and the Bullfrogs as they take on the Raildogs. It's 2-0. Bird Island over Dilworth. We'll be right back in just a second. You're watching PrepSubOutlight.tv's coverage of the state amateur baseball tournament.
What's special about high school sports? The passion, the excitement, the memories.
Down on 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community, connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Welcome back to the Yankees ball field here in Milroy. Take a look around the field at some dimensions here. It's 305 down both right and left field line. Both foul poles are the orange and black of the Milroy Yankees colors. Orange on the pole and the lining and letters in Milroy down the left field line, Yankees down the right field line. As Vanessa's first pitch to Trevor Nissen, the brother of starting pitcher Logan Nissen, and Trevor looks at strike 1. 361 to the left field gap, 348 to the right field gap as he fouls off. Nissen does a 0-1 pitch. Count goes to 0-2. And in straightaway center field, 375. So we have not hit a home run yet in the little cooler temperatures. Last week we had 4 balls fly out in the warmer weather. Nothing yet today, and a strikeout to start the 5th inning for Nissen. So Vanas, Venaas, Bryce for Dilworth. Gets the strikeout, and that is number 3 for Bryce. And that brings up Wolfel. Wolfel with an RBI groundout. First run of the game comes in off the groundout that scored Nissen. 1-0 to Wolfel, and the pitch is fouled straight back. 1 ball and 1 strike. To the 5th inning, which we're running just a little bit behind tonight, but this game has started off at a brisk clip. Ground ball foul, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Wolfel. Wolfel, the catcher, Jason Kendall, like a catcher who leads off. He is grounded out in the first, and then he grounded out to second in the 3rd inning, but that did score the run, so give him the RBI. And he lifts it out towards right field, and that one's going to fall as well. A lot of green space there, and Wolfel was on board with a 1-out single. His first base hit of the game.
Now batting second baseman number 23, Jordan Sagadahl.
Sagadahl comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2, a pop-up and a strikeout, hitting in the 2 spot. Sagadahl wearing number 23. Vanas looks over his shoulder at the runner Wolfel, and Vanas delivers, kind of short strides it, and the foul ball off the pitch by Sagadahl. A run in the 3rd and a run in the 4th is what's we've had on the board so far for Bird Island. Vanas delivers the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball in for strike 2. Sagadahl looks at the pitcher and delivering is Vanas. Breaking ball, strike 3. No, that pitch is called a ball. That pitch, he has not gotten that pitch on a strike, and it must just be off the inner part of the plate. So stolen base for Wolfel as the runner's going, and the throw was high by Fichtner, and so another runner in scoring position. This is the 4th straight inning that the Bullfrogs have had a runner in scoring position. Here in the bottom of the 5th now, can they add another run with 1 down and the runner at second? Sagadahl looks at the breaking pitch outside 2-2. Vanas has tried to work that breaking ball. It starts at the shoulder of the batter and breaks it in over the plate, but he has just not gotten the call yet, whether that's catching plate or not. It's not generating any strikes. 2-2 the count. Fastball corner, strike 3. So second time Sagadahl has gone down. This time it's looking. And 2 down, and that brings up Tyler Hebrink. He's 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. And Bryce Vanas here in the 5th pretty much, I feel, has to get out of this inning. This is a hunch play here. Get out of this inning and keep his team just down 2. I think if a 3rd run scores, all of a sudden this thing just spirals a little bit. They're not going to have too many more opportunities against the starting pitcher for play by Fichtner to keep that ball, that pitch that was wide of the plate, from having Wolfel get 90 feet further or closer to home base. But I'm not sure how many opportunities they're going to have against Logan Nissen. Through 5, it's been sparse. See what happens going forward. Fouled straight back. Big cut by Hebrink, the number 3 hitter. 289 for the season, 27 hits and 2 home runs on his stat line. And the big right-hander at the plate now with the ball and a strike and 2 down. Bottom of the 5th inning here in Milroy. Wheels to throw to second, mainly just to keep Wolfel honest. Nobody was anywhere within the bag. Second baseman Robley was about 7 steps away. Now Robley makes a break towards second, and the pitch is in for a strike. So that breaking ball, when he starts it middle of the plate and slides it, he's been getting that call. He hasn't gotten the call when it started at the player at the just off the plate and tries to sneak it on the inside part of it to the right-handed hitter. But a ball and 2 strikes, bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs, and Vanas delivers outside 2-2. Played 12 innings just before this in the win for Prior Lake, the Mud Cats. We've got cats and dogs and frogs. 2-2 pitch is lifted out to center. It's hit right at Harrion. He's got a beat on it, and Harrion lifts his glove well above his head and makes the catch. So the fly ball out to center field ends the inning, and we are headed to the 6th inning. It's still 2-0, as they do not score a run in the 5th, but they do leave a runner on. 1 base hit. Step aside. You're watching Prep Spotlight.tv's coverage of the State C Amateur Baseball Tournament. So let's move on to the 6th, shall we? If I have your permission, we can move on to the 6th inning. Bird Island Bullfrogs leading it 2-0 over Dilworth and the Raildogs. And the Raildogs, of course, of Dilworth up on just off of I-94, north Moorhead, Fargo area. It's a good story, and it's a really, I think, a great story for town ball that Dilworth has got a team. They have played for 4 years now. It's not easy to get this all organized. And you say that there's still a struggle. They only have 12 guys here tonight. They don't have their draftees here. At this time of the year, it's always tough to round up everybody that you need to round up as life moves on through the summer, although I don't know if life is moving on here in 2020 all that quickly. So Sterling Hafey comes to the plate. Hafey had a great start to last week's game. He started with a base hit and scored right off the bat and set the tone. He has not gotten a hit since, and a weak grounder over to third base, picked up by Dollar Shell, and Dollar Shell makes the throw over to first for the out. So they are not finding good wood on Logan Nissen. It sounded a little awkward in how I said it, but I'm telling you, they have not put the wood bats on the fastball off-speed stuff of Logan Nissen through the first 5 1/3 innings. We're in the top of the 6th, and the pitch to Fickner, the catcher, who's 1 for 2. He had an infield single. He also has struck out. And the first pitch up and in, ball 1. Nissen, the ace of the Bird Island staff. It's good form. I like how he finishes. He finishes right out in front of him. Doesn't fall off the mound. So we're seeing it even at the town ball level. We see that emulation of some of the pitchers now in the major leagues, where you're falling off the mound right, falling off the mound left, and you just can't field your position then. It's just tough. And if you watch the game prior to this, how important it is to field your position. Now, I will say that there were times when the pitchers for both of those teams that played in the 5 o'clock game, both in Kimball and Prior Lake, the Bens, Johnson and Morrison fell off the mound a little awkward. They both filled their position very well. 2 balls, 2 strikes as I get off my instructional soapbox right now. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Broken bat, and there is Nissen fielding it. Runs towards first base and then just underhand flips it over to Hebrink for the out, and a broken bat for Fickner. Go get another piece of lumber, young man, for your next at bat. And we go to the number 3 hitter, Schroeder. Schroeder reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. He's also fanned. As Nissen struck out the first 3, he has slowed down that pace right now, and he has 5 strikeouts through the first 5 2/3 innings. Strike 1 on the fastball. You hear the glove pop here as Nissen is going along well. In the 6th inning, ground ball towards short. Gass plays the hop right around his chest, fires onto first, and that's quickly 3 up and 3 down.
For Dilworth in that 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base.
We're going to take a break. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State Amateur C Baseball Tournament in Milroy. Here on back here hitting buttons on the our streaming computer. Andy Price into the bottom of the 6th inning, 2-0 the score. And the chop foul on the pitch from Bryce Vanas to the number 4 hitter, Dylan Gass, the shortstop. Gass 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. 6 hits so far for Bird Island, 3 hits for Dilworth. Bryce Vanas has gone along pretty well, giving up just the 2 runs. Run in the 3rd and a run in the 4th. The 0-1 pitch misses way wide, and it's 1-1. It was a base hit, a stolen base, and an error on the catcher on the throwdown that led to a ground ball RBI. The run unearned in the 3rd inning, and in the 4th inning it was back-to-back singles, or I'm sorry, a double and then a single, so that run is earned. Breaking ball hit down towards 3rd, and it's fouled just wide of the bag. That was close to hopping over the bag, but it is foul, and the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. Thanks for tuning in tonight on PrepSpotlight.tv. We have had great response from around the state. Pinch hit home run for Moorhead in the Class B as they have taken a 5-1 lead over Dundas to advance on to the semis. Chopper to 3rd. Schroeder can't play it, and then he rifles one. That ball was thrown as hard as you can throw a baseball from 3rd over to 1st and over the head of the first baseman, Shefty, and that will be an error. So Gass is on board with an error. E5, second error of the game for Dilworth, and that's going to bring up Trent Athman. Athman 0 for 2, pop up to the catcher and a fly ball to center field. He hit it well last time, but right at the center fielder. And he squares the bunt, pulls back, but it's strike 1. 1 down, or nobody out, runner on first base. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here. Slight cool breeze on this August 29th. The curveball on the bunt actually comes back close to the plate, but it's over the top of the head of Athman, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Manager Mike Nagel giving signs in the 3rd base coaching box. Looks like Pugliano is warming up for Dilworth. Here in the 6th. Bunt is popped up, and it is going to be fair. It lands right on the line and spins clockwise 3 times. So a base hit bunt single by Athman. Runners at 1st and 2nd. That's a ball that you think would automatically go foul, but it landed right on the line and spun. So the conference on the mound. And runners now at 1st and 2nd. The only person not there is the catcher, and now the catcher comes and maybe they're going to break up. He takes 4 steps in, and the catcher, then they break up. They don't want him there. So runners at 1st and 2nd, and that brings up Colton Minkle. And Minkle has 2 hits on the game and a run scored. His last time up, he doubled and then scored. Ball gets away from the bullpen. Way away from the I don't even know how ball could get that angle away from the bullpen as it kicked all the way out. Must have caught the fence or something, a post on the fence, and runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. And the pitch is broken bat. Minkle, Salentin over to Robley, and then on to Shefty. They get the first out. They get the runner out at 2nd. Close play at 1st. They call Minkle safe. He's there on the fielder's choice. Over to 3rd on the play goes Dylan Gass. So 1 down, runners at the corners now. And I think a bat was broken. So Logan Swan with a 2-hit day and a run batted in. He singled in the 4th, that second run in. So 7 base hits right now for Bird Island. And they're trying to extend this to a 3-run lead. Vanas delivers, and the base hit to right field. Slash that way, and that's going to get the runner over to third. It's going to get his 3rd hit for Logan Swan. And he's hit 2 up the middle and then a 3rd one towards right field, and that's his 2nd RBI. Over to third goes Minkle on the play. And it's 3-0. So Bird Island is just picking away at it, and a run in the 4th, a run in the 3rd, and now a run in the 6th, and it's 3-0. They're not hitting Bryce Vanas very hard, but they're hitting him where they ain't and squeezing in some runs that way. So with 1 out, runners at 1st and 3rd, and that brings up Dollar Shell. Sean, who is 0 for 2. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. So we have Minkle at 3rd base. You have Swan at 1st base. So Swan with 3 hits, 2 runs batted in. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses outside, and it's a ball and a strike. Group of people out along the outfield fence in left field. Some down the bleachers in right field as everybody's spreading themselves out. 250 max at the ballpark is what they are asking for. And the pitch and the swing on a miss, and they're going to do oh no, the ball hits off of the second baseman and catches the shortstop square in the face, and the run is going to score. They threw all the way down. I figured they'd give up the stolen base and cut it off so that the run scored, but Salentin took a bad deflection off the glove of the second baseman Robley, and that caught Salentin right square in the cheek. He walks all the way out to center field where his manager, Harrion, is looking at it. And we'll see. So the run scores, and it's 4-0. And Salentin, the shortstop, still just trying to shake off the effects of that. Shot right. The deflection right off the cheek. So Minkle's going to score the run on the throwdown. Staying at second base is Swan. Dollar Shell still at the plate. Everything is going to stay the same. And we're going to just take a quick break here. We'll be right back in 15 seconds. Four to nothing, 2 runs in this inning. One ball and 2 strikes. Runner at second base is Swan. Dollar Shell at the plate. 8 hits on the day for Bird Island. Ground ball, kicks back toward, oh my, and that one catches the second baseman Robley right in the face. And now the middle infield has just taken a beating in this one, and it's 5-0. We haven't seen a bad hop like that over the 2 weeks of baseball here, but you get enough guys on the base path, and it catches had some guys stealing, and right about there's where you take off. And that might have created some form of indention, and that just kicks right off of the head of the second baseman Robley. So base hit for Dollar Shell, his first hit of the game. And it's carnage. It's absolute carnage here in the middle of the infield. 5-0 is your score as Swan scores all the way from second. Give the RBI because it's a base hit on to Dollar Shell. He's got a hit and an RBI, and this brings up the number 9 hitter, Trevor Nissen. So in just the last few minutes, we've seen a ball off the face of the shortstop and a ball off the face of the second baseman. They're like ducks in a shooting gallery at the State Fair. Ball hit out towards Harrion in center field, and Harrion's right there. Hauls it in for the second out of the inning. Dollar Shell's at first base. We're going to swing back up to the top of the order as the 7th batter comes to the plate this inning, and it's Wolfel. James Wolfel singled and stole a base. He has a run batted in as well on a ground out. 3 runs in the inning, and it's 5-0 in the 6th. Outside corner for strike 1 from Vanas. Just guessing this will be the last inning for Vanas, and then they are going to turn it over to Andrew Pugliano for the last couple innings. Runner goes, pitch is called a strike, throw to second, off the leg of Robley, and safe on the stolen base is Dollar Shell. 1-2 stolen bases this inning. And the runner at second for Wolfel. In the bottom of the 6th, it's 5-0 now. 5 runs on 9 hits and an error for Bird Island. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Dilworth. Game has gotten quiet in the stands. Late night in Milroy. Ball is hit towards the pitcher. Good play by the pitcher, Bryce Vanas. He fields it and fires on to get the leadoff hitter, Wolfel. I didn't think he had a chance, but Vanas with a good play and a quick release to get the out. 3 runs do score in the inning.
For Bird Island in that 6th inning, they scored 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. They lead 1 base run.
3 hits and an error. 1 runner left on base. I just have him with 2 hits there. I'm going to keep it right there. Now they have it at 3, so it's 5-0. Let's step aside. One more break here, and then I think we'll just keep it here the rest of the way. We're going to the top of the 7th. It is 5-0 is your score, and we'll be back right after this.
What's special about high school sports? The passion. The excitement. The memories.
Now a 3 at the buzzer. Good! It's good! Du Bois wins it for the Rebels.
It's about impacting your community. Connecting your business to this audience. This is where your customers live, where they shop. This is their circle of life. This is where your business should be. Connect with your best potential customers. This is your invitation. Get in the game.
Cole Honnell batting for Dilworth as they look for a run against Logan Nissen and the Bullfrogs. First swing, big cut from Honnell, trying to go to the downs, trying to leave the yard. Not a home run today or last night. Nothing leaving the yard here in Milroy. Pitch outside, and it's a ball and a strike. They were scoring 5 runs last week in their win. And it's popped straight back, right off the fist. Foul ball, and it's 2 strikes. There's 1 ball to Honnell. Honnell pop up and a strikeout. Just the 3 hits, and 2 have been infield singles. So the pitch misses, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Grounded foul towards the third base dugout, towards the Dilworth dugout. Two-two pitch, swung on and missed. And around the horn they go as Honnold strikes out for the second time, and that's going to bring up Connor Robley.
Now batting second baseman number 9, Connor Robley.
Robley flew out and reached on an air. Swing and a miss. Another swing on an off-speed pitch, and quickly 0-2. Nissen is ahead of Robley. Top of the 7th, 5-0. Slash foul right behind us, so right behind him to the net. And Robley stays alive for this at-bat. Long day at the ballpark. We've been here since 11. On 11 hours here. Off-speed pitch misses. Be here for 3 tomorrow, beginning 11, 2, and 5. Just missing with the pitch on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Connor Robley from the Dilworth Raildogs. Their season is right now fleeting. Pitch misses and the count goes full, 3-2. Just takes one spark. Right now there has not been a spark for this Dilworth team, and they're just looking for it, see if they can get it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Nissen delivers a pitch, a fastball that's stroked right out to center field. And Connor Robley delivers a base hit. 1 out hit, and that's going to bring up Austin Shefty.
Number 4, Austin Shefty.
Runner at first and 1 out. Shefty at the plate. Hits it towards second. It's going to be an out. Catches it right off, a little bit off the trademark, and there's 2 down. Shefty now, 1 for 3, did have an infield single. 4 hits on the game, no runs so far for Dilworth, and that's going to bring up Cole Lamont. Lamont struck out and popped up to the second baseman, or the shortstop. Pitch from Logan Nissen misses outside, 1-0. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Chopper is going to be fielded by the first baseman, and he'll just take it himself. Haybrink makes the play, and that ends the inning. So 1 runner stranded on 1 hit. Good base hit there from Connor Robley, but no runs across the board. 1 runner stranded. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 5-0. We'll just keep it here. You're watching PrepSpotlight.tv's coverage of the State C Baseball Tournament.
Number 23, Jordan Sagadahl.
All right, we do have a pitching change, and as I expected, it would be the reliever Andrew Pugliano, or Andy Pugliano, who we saw last week at Save in their win over St. Clair. And he starts the 7th inning, and the first pitch swinging to Jordan Sagadahl. And the Dilworth faithful are whooping it up. Every strike that they get defensively, every ball that's called offensively. Strike 2. They're staying loud, the Rail Dog crew. Pugliano 0-2, and Sagadahl fires it foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th inning. Swung on and missed. Sagadahl striking out 3 times. Tyler Hebrink making his way to the plate. Tyler 0 for 3. First pitch in for a strike. Pugliano wants to get the ball and throw, and he's in for misses just on the inside part, off the inside part of the plate, 1-1. Just getting an update from my executive producer on the last game over in Springfield. They're in the bottom of the 7th, and Isanti is leading Watertown 4-2. Santi trying to move on to the Sweet 16. Pitch from Pugliano, swung on and missed, and Hebrink is out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Pugliano, and that's going to bring up Dylan Gass, I'm sorry. Dylan, I read my own writing sometimes. Dylan struck out, grounded out, reached on an air and scored in his last at-bat in the 6th. First pitch misses in the dirt, strike 1. Pugliano wearing number 22. Came in last week, pitched an inning and 2/3 and got the save. And the 3-2 pitch is strike 3. Oh, so that's strike 3. So now there's 2 outs. I don't know where I was getting ahead. Dylan Gass now up. I'm just running batters out there. That's what you do after the long day. So it was not strike 3 beforehand. They call strike 3 there. So 2 outs, and here comes Dylan Gass. So Pugliano, also listed as Fargo, North Dakota, is his hometown. And he'll be pitching to Gass. So getting way ahead of myself. Sorry about that to everybody and all the Tyler Hebrink fans as well. First pitch, swung on and missed. Gass here in the 7th inning. He led off the 6th and scored. Pitch misses, ball and a strike. Two and 1 the count. Inside, 3 balls and a strike. Pugliano to Dylan Gass. And a walk to Gass. And with 2 outs here in the 7th, it's going to be Trent Athman. Athman reached base last inning and on a fielder's choice, and then he was erased. Pugliano having a conversation with the infield umpire. And a ground ball on the first pitch to Athman. is strike one. Still conversing. And strike two. And last week when he got the save, Pugliano was having conversations with his infielders in the ninth inning of that game as the tying run was coming to the plate. Runner at first, 2 strikes, and the pitch is inside, 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes to Athman. Up next is Colton Minkle. We have 2 outs if this at bat or if this inning extends. 3 runs in the 6th have widened the gap to 5 runs for Bird Island. Long delay and the pitch up high, 2-2. Pugliano. Grabs the ball, count 2-2, gets his sign from the catcher, Fickner, and the pitch is down in the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So after getting 2 strikeouts to Sagadahl and Hebrink, he walks Gas. The ball's not being put in play. Now Athman with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch is up and ball 4. So Pugliano, deliberate in his delivery, has now walked 2 after striking out 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Colton Minkle has reached base all 3 times. He's on a fielder's choice last inning, but he has 2 base hits, a single, a double, and has a run scored. 2 runs scored. And the pitch is wide, and the runners are moving up. So runners at 2nd and 3rd in the bottom of the 7th. 1 ball, no strikes to Colton Minkle. And he hits the batter Minkle, so Minkle will reach base again. And that's going to bring up Logan Swan. Swan also home plate umpire having a conversation with Pugliano. We saw a little bit of this last week where Pugliano just gets affected by some of the things happening around him, whether it was the defensive setup last week and how they were playing, holding on runners or not. And now out of the windup, the first pitch is swung on and missed from Swan. So Swan with 3 base hits, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored. A 1 pitch inside and kicks off of the catcher, and that will score the run. So Gas comes around to score his 2nd run of the game. Athman over to 3rd. Minkle to 2nd. So make it 6-0. And the 1-1 pitch on the way is flared foul, 1-2. Swan looking for a 4-hit game. He's up there hacking with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Maybe even drive in a couple more. And it's fouled away off the catcher, who's taken a couple shots off him today. And count as 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 6-0 your score as we are in the bottom of the 7th. Hit to the outfield, and there is hit number 4, and that'll be 2-run scoring. And 2 more RBI for Logan Swan, who has had himself a baseball game. Have yourself a day, Logan Swan. 4 runs batted in, 4 hits. And it's 8-0.
Now batting third baseman number 17,
Sean Dollarshell at the plate. And the first pitch is a breaking ball and gets to the backstop, the throw down to second base. And now the Dilworth team is just unraveling slightly. And the runner at second with 2 down. 8-0 is the score here in the bottom of the 7th. Swung on and missed on the pitch. Dollarshell, who singled his last time up. Still Isanti leading Watertown 4-2. Swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2 now to Dollarshell. Pugliano struck out the first 2 batters and now has watched 4 guys reach base in a row and misses inside. Count 2-2 to Dollarshell. Sometimes when Pugliano throws, is the velocity of his body coming through causes his cap to go flying. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 8-0. And the ball is hit out to right field. Chasing it is Honnell. Honnell's got a beat on it, and he makes the catch. So we'll go to the 8th. 3 more runs score. So 3 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th. 2 base on balls, hit by pitch, and 1 base hit. So you score 3 runs on 1 hit. You leave a runner. So we will step aside here for a second, and we'll be back here in the top of the 8th inning. It's Bird Island running away with it now, 8-0. Andrew Herring, the manager / center fielder, coming to the plate here in the 8th inning. He is 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs, and first pitch is over for a swinging foul ball. Logan Nissen working on 7 innings of shutout baseball. Pitch misses. Count 1-1. I have 1 runner reaching second base for Dilworth over the first 7 innings. So Nissen has been in control. Swing and a miss. Count 1-2 to Harrion. It'll be 8-9-1 for Dilworth. Swing and a miss and a strikeout for Nissen. Strikeout number 8 for Nissen. And that's bringing up Salenton, the shortstop. And Salenton was hit on the deflection on that stolen base. Ball hit the second baseman's glove and then came up and hit him. And I'm knowing Andrew Harrion, the manager, he's sitting out in center field, and he just doesn't have, a lot of options of moving players around, I would guess, with just the number that he has. So Salenton stays into play, and then the very next play, the second baseman Robley takes one off of the wicked hop off the dirt that came up on him and caught him in the face. So 2 balls off of the face in the span of about 90 seconds. Good fastball over for a strike, catching the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike with 1 out in the 8th inning. Nicholas Earlbeck working a long day with me. Pitch just misses inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. He's a gamer, though. I've learned that. Been here for 11 hours. And a walk delivered to Salenton. Salenton heads down to first base. I believe that's the first walk of the game for Logan Nissen.
Now batting left fielder number 5, Sterling Hayfie.
And Hayfie comes to the plate. Hayfie 0 for 3. First pitch is the ball. And a swing and a miss. One ball, 1 strike. Logan Nissen. Pitch is popped up by Hayfie, and he's now down in the count 1-2. Hayfie with a strikeout, grounded into a double play, and he grounded out to the third baseman. Runner at first, on with a walk, and the 1-2 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chop foul, and staying alive is Hayfie. Pitch misses down and away, and the count runs full. So after walking one batter, first batter of the game, he's now gone 3 balls to Sterling Hayfie. Three-two pitch, grounded up the middle, could be a double play. Stepping on the bag and firing over to first, so a 6-3 double play, the second time that Hayfie's grounded into the double play, and that ends the inning. So the double play is the pitcher's best friend, and we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to take one more break. We'll be right back on PrepSpotlight.tv and the coverage of the State Amateur Baseball Tournament, Class C in Milroy. I'm Andy Price with Nicholas Earlbeck. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back here to the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll throw the scoreboard up, and Connor Robley is now pitching for the Dilworth Raildogs. Pugliano goes 1 inning and gives up 3 runs. And it seems like there was some contention in that inning. 3-run score. Bryce Vanas pitched 6 innings, giving up 9 hits, 5 runs. He's on the hook for the loss, so unless they rally for 8 runs in their final at-bat, Vanas will get the loss, and the win is going to go to Logan Nissen unless we see something different. Baseball's funny, and the first pitch from Robley is over for a strike to Trevor Nissen. Trevor has a hit and a run. Oh, 1 pitch, fouled away, and the count is 0-2. Of course, this game could end here in this half inning if by chance that Bird Island, the Frogs, were to score a couple runs. Swing and a miss, and Robley starts with the strikeout. Winding her down here on this Saturday, the 5th day of play of state baseball in Milroy. And Wolfel the batter, and fastball gets past Wolfel for strike 1. Robley pitching now was one of the middle infielders that took balls off the facial area. Pitch misses, and it looks like might be a little mark right underneath his right eye as I look at it from here. Ball and a strike to Wolfel, and he fouls it away, and the count is 1-2. Wolfel grounded out to the pitcher to start the game, had an RBI ground out to second, base hit in the 5th, and grounded back out to the pitcher in the 6th. So 1 hit, 1 RBI. And the ball is hit deep to right center field. Checking after it is Harry, and he's not going to get it. And that's going to move Wolfel over to second base. So runner at second with 1 out, and Jordan Sagadahl due up. And it will be Sagadahl. That ball is hit as well as any ball tonight. And that gets to the gap, and 1 hops the wall just to the left of the 348 side. So Sagadahl now hitting with 1 out against Robley. And the first pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Ground ball, and it's going to get off of the glove of Schroeder. And now runners at first and third. First base hit for Sagadahl of the day, so he's going to mark the score column. 2 hits for Wolfel, 1 hit for Sagadahl, and now if Sagadahl were happen to score here, that would be the conclusion of this game as the 10-run rule would come into effect. Hebrink to the plate, and Hebrink is another batter, or is I think the only batter now not to reach base, so he might have some motivation to try to collect a base knock, and he hits it up the middle, and that will score the 1 run. Heading towards third will be Sagadahl. And so a base hit for Hebrink. He is on the score ledger now with a base hit and an RBI. Scoring on the play is Wolfel. And it is 9-0 now. So Bird Island just needs to score the run from third, and this contest is over with. Dylan Gass comes to the plate. He has reached and scored his last 2 times up. 2 runs on the day. He was walked last inning, reached on an error. If the runner at third scores, this game is over. First pitch is low, ball 1. See what happens here. Pitcher Connor Robley struck out the first batter he faced, Trevor Nissen. And that does it. The base hit lands. Coming home will be Sagadahl, and the game is over with on the RBI single by Dylan Gass, and the game is over at 10-0. So it was a close game for a while, but 3 runs in the fifth, or in the sixth, 3 runs in the seventh, 2 runs in the eighth. Those 8 runs seal the deal after single runs in the third and the fourth. So RBI single for Gass scores Sagadahl with his first run of the game, and that's it. So 10-0 is your final, and that wraps up this day of tournament play. And heading on to the next game is Bird Island, and Bird Island advances with a 10-0 win, and they head on to the round of 16. And they will play against the winner of the Fergus Falls-Watkins game, which is the first one out tomorrow. So that does it for tonight. We're going to sign off. Andy Price and Nicholas Earlbeck with you here from Milroy, the home of the Yankees. And the final of this final game of the day, the Bird Island Bullfrogs get the win. It's 10-0, the final over Dilworth. And you've been watching baseball all day long, state amateur baseball on PropSpotlight.tv, Class B in Shakopee, Class C in Springfield. And here in Milroy, we'll be back at 11 a.m. tomorrow with the game between Watkins and Fergus Falls. Join us then. Andy Price, Nicholas Earlbeck, thanks for joining us. We'll be seeing you tomorrow.
The 2020 Class C Minnesota Amateur Baseball Tournament is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association and presented to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 is the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone. And Wings Financial. We're for people like you.